Hi there, I'm Jay Cormier from Off the Page Games, and this is how to start a board game company. Now, this week, I was fortunate enough to have gone to SHUX, the Shut Up and Sit Down show, here in Vancouver. I live in Vancouver, and it was here. This is the only convention in the world where I get to sleep in my own bed every night. It's pretty cool. And so I literally, this is when I'm recording this Sunday night, so I just got back from doing a day long of demoing mind management, as well as on Friday a day long of demoing my management in the indie alley that they have. They have all these tables set up of different vendors, I guess, but independent vendors, and they're demoing their games to people that kind of walk by and want to check it out. And it was amazing. It was awesome, and I loved it, and it was always busy, it felt like, at our booth. Sometimes we had lineups, or we had a crowd gathering around. There were cheers whenever the agents won. Other vendors were kind of jokingly like, "Hey, calm down over there, guys." It was very exciting. I had many people come back and say, "Oh man, I've been trying to get into this all weekend, and it's always busy when I come by." So it's been fantastic. So thanks to everybody that did come by. Appreciate that. So what I wanted to show you is I actually recorded a live video of me explaining the rules and at a convention and how I do that. So this is now I'm going to show you a video of how I explain the rules at a convention, because we got to play the test mission, the training mission. So it's a bit of a shorter thing that allows people to play in a shorter amount of time, 20 to 30 minutes. And let's check that out.
Hey, welcome to Mind Management Demo. We're here live at SHUX 2019, and we've got some volunteers here who are coming to demo the Mind Management. So this is how I demo at a convention. So we're going to be doing the training mission for Mind Management, the psychic espionage game. Now, just for a little backstory on what's happening here, Mind Management is based on a New York best-selling graphic novel series by Matt Kint. This is volume 1, and there's 6 of them. It's really cool. I highly recommend it. The concept, the backstory is that Mind Management is an agency that has existed for decades. They've controlled world events by hiring and recruiting spies and training them up with some psychic abilities. But some rogue agents have splintered off from that and have said, "I don't like what you're doing. You're going in the wrong direction," and they want to take down Mind Management. And so that's what we're doing in the game. One player is going to be playing as the recruiter, and they're going to be secretly moving around on this board with a replica board here, while the rest of us as rogue agents are going to be trying to capture that. So my first question is, does anybody want to be the one versus many? Does anybody want to be the one secret moving person? Anybody do?
Do you want one of us to be?
Yeah.
I can do it.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you sit over here.
All right.
I just saw your shirt, that's great.
Isn't that great?
All right.
So I'm going to go through the setup, and that's going to teach us how we play the game. Choose player being Mind Management, other players going to be agents. These are going to be our action cards that you can do. This is the only thing you can do. So it's pretty straightforward, and I'll go through all the details in a second. We're going to start by having you write a blue marker there. You're going to write a number 1 in one of these spaces.
Okay.
And that's going to be your starting spot. And in the training mission, everybody gets to see where your number 1 is. Some tips, I would just write somewhere in one of these 9 spaces here as a tip to make it easier for you.
Jay, I was going to put it.
I love it. So we have these things called mental note tokens. And so we use these mental note tokens to write, for example, a number 1. And we know that that is on the dog space right there. So we know he started that. That's the last time we're going to see his board. Yeah. Now, he's going to be moving around. I'm going to tell you his rules for how he moves. He moves around orthogonally, one space at a time. So 1, then he potentially could go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the rule about movement for him, he can never double back. He can never visit the same space twice. So it's kind of like a giant snake. Okay? The only extra rule to this is that these 2 things are called temples, and as it kind of implied by the art here, he can move in and out of these spaces diagonally. And we as well, as once they get to us, we can move in and out of these spaces diagonally. So he'd go 1, 2, 3, 4. So he can go any which way. So why is he moving around? What is his goal? What is his purpose? He is trying to recruit 9 more agents to his cause. If he can recruit these 9 more agents, he wins the game. Or if he can run out the clock and get to space 14 in the training mission, he wins. Okay, so that's your purpose. How do you get recruits? There are, if you notice, 16 different features that are in this game. these features are replicated 5 times on this board. Each of these features is 5 times on the board. So if you look at like the billboard, the subliminal billboards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what happened is he's going to get 3 of these recruitment cards dealt to him. Now the recruitment cards look pretty funky, but for example, he might get those 3 recruitment cards, and I know there's a lot of information on it, but it's all just fun theme art. All that matters is the torch, the palm tree, and the monks. If he got those, he is motivated to go to spaces with palm trees, with monks, and with torches, because every time he does so, he gets to recruit somebody. So that's his motivation, and we want to get rid of all these recruits, find all these recruits. And you can see all of the art for all of them are really cool designs.
Where are we?
We're in Zanzibar.
Okay.
Zanzibar.
Question. So if he lands on a spot that
Oh, that's amazing. He gets 2 recruits. So he's really like that.
shoot.
Yes. So there's some things we can do to deduce what his cards might be based on his movement and where he might be inclined to want to go to. But in the training mission, we can't do much about it except for deduce and imply his direction. So here's 3. What I'm going to have you do is I'm going to try to not look because I want to try to help these guys out. The first thing you do, look at one card at a time, and then circle each of them on your board. Just it'll help you move around in the future, and then do that one card at a time. Okay. While he's doing that, I'm going to explain what we can do on our turn. So mostly what we're going to be doing is we're going to be moving and doing one of these 3 actions, and you can do that in either order: move and action, or action and then move. So movement is pretty straightforward. It's just 2 blocks orthogonally, 1, 2, or 1, 2. Pretty straightforward. And it's up to you. You don't have to move if you want to. The actions are ask, reveal, or capture. Ask is what we're going to be doing most of the game. So for example, let's say we move here. When you ask, you notice there's always 2 features on every single space. So let's choose one, and let's choose billboards. You would ask, hey, recruiter, my management player, have you ever been on any space with a subliminal billboard? If he has been on any space on the entire board that has a subliminal billboard, he takes one of these step tokens, he goes, yeah, I was here. We don't.
No matter if you're here.
That's it's exactly
Any other square that has.
subliminal. That's
he
right.
has to say specifically which one.
Which one he was at. If he was at more than one, he doesn't have to tell us he's at more than one,
Oh, but he just
and he
gives up.
chooses one.
But he can only go to places once, so.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, this might lead you to believe that that's a number 2, but it easily could be a 2, 3, 4, because he is going to be moving 5 spaces before we get to move. So to obviously obfuscate and kind of hide, he's going to be moving around. So this could be anything. So another thing we can do as an action is reveal. If we have one of our characters here, the agents, go to a space with a step token, we can say, I'm going to reveal this, tell me what number that is. And he's like, you know what, it's a 4. We're going to use our mental note tokens, we'll write a 4 on it, and we'll put it right there.
That's at what point he was there? What turn?
Actually, what move, yeah, exactly, which step he was there.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, that's fantastic. So that's great. Now, let's back it up, and you say, on this space, hey, have you ever been to a spot with a subliminal billboard? And he says no. Sometimes in some games it's like, we didn't get anything. But it's a deduction game, so that actually gives us a lot of information. Because we can use this and we can say, oh, so if he's currently on, say, turn 6, this will tell us what turn he's on. We can say, you know what, from turns 1 through 6, he hasn't been on this space. From turns 1 through 6, he hasn't been on this space. And we can do that 5 times on all of these billboard spaces. He hasn't been on them at all. And as we get more and more information, whether they're hits or misses, it'll start to form path. Because we now know he went in one of these 3 ways, he didn't go this way. And if he went this way, he didn't go this way.
Full motion battleship, I think.
Exactly. So we can use these mental note tokens to write whatever we want. Green means it's confirmed and it's going to stay put and nobody can touch it once it's green. That's because we've confirmed it. But red, we can write whatever we want. Question?
Yeah. So let's say we said, hey, there's a little billboard that says right here.
Yes.
Can we go and ask the little billboard again?
Absolutely.
And he's forced to.
If there's another one,
reveal another
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely true.
And he can't reveal the same one twice.
Once there's a token on of any kind, you can't reveal it.
So in terms of his path, though, like let's say in this turn he was here, then
Yeah.
he moved here.
Yeah.
That's great. If he just in his travels decides that he's going to pass over this, but afterwards, can he do that? It's just he can't return
No.
right after. He can't cross over.
It's a snake. It's a giant snake.
Okay. So,
He's playing Snake, and we're trying to catch him.
yeah.
Right.
Just,
To throw a few things into the mix, he is going to be one of these 2 characters. He is going to be Carl Box the Ad Man or the Pipe Girl. Once per game, he has the ability to use their mind power, either elemental advertisement or a smoke screen, to move through the crowds in a sneaky way. Meaning he can kind of jump orthogonally or jump diagonally. When he uses this power, he actually has to say, whatever turn he's on. On step 9, I'm using my mind power. And so we know on 9 he did one of these two things. But he only gets it once in the entire game. So usually when he uses it, he's kind of on the run, like we're really close to him. So that's a out we have. So I want you to either shuffle these up or choose specifically your choice. And then
So these are all characters.
and then you guys are going to each play one of these. So
So that's
take,
why there aren't any like locals and Salvarians represented.
no, because it's that's part of the story. Yeah.
Okay. I was like, it's off the coast of India. Where are the Indians?
Yes.
Okay,
Well,
got
Dusty
it.
is.
Dusty is.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh yeah, right.
All right.
So everyone choose a character. It doesn't matter because of the training mission. We don't have any special powers in the training mission. So it's just a character. So choose any character you'd like to be.
I realize this might be under something.
You can put it there
So
because
just
there's nothing in the
cheat
training
sheets, like
mission.
we know exactly.
That
what-
Yeah.
one of the two powers is that he's going to be using.
Just a reminder.
So what you're going to be doing now is you're going to be taking your next 4 moves. So you're going to be writing. I'm not going to look. You're going to be writing 2, 3. So if this is 1, for example, you're going to be doing 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. You're going to be making your next 5 moves. Obviously, motivated to go to as many spaces that have your recruits.
And explain to me one more time so I know I have the rule right, how I get these.
If you had Billboard as one of your things and you went here, you're going to be able to recruit one of these.
Okay.
And if also it was Idea Garden was yours, you can recruit 2 on that space.
Okay.
And then you went here, here, here. There's another Idea Garden. You get another one.
Okay. And do I then tell people that I've recruited?
Every time you're on a red space for the timer, you're going to tell us how many recruits you've done. So in the first 5, after you do your first 5 moves, you're going to tell us how many recruits you've done.
Okay. Okay.
So just some strategy hints here, Brent.
Yeah.
Corners are horrible,
For you,
and edges are dangerous.
to get because if we find that you've been here on step 3, well, now it's only 2 options. So 4 or 5 is here. But if you stay in the middle more, it's harder for us to find you.
Right.
But sometimes you have to go to the edge to get your stuff.
Let's capture it.
Yes,
Oh, capture. That's
how
the
we
goal
win.
of the game. Thanks, Joseph.
Good segue. So eventually we're going to get to a spot and we're going to say, hey, based on all of our knowledge, are you here right now? And if he is, we win the game. Currently, the agents are winning at this event, at the SHUX event. I think I don't know, 5-2 or something, 5-3, 5-2?
5-2.
5-2. So the agents are doing pretty good. The training mission is favored more towards the agents because we're trying to train people on how to use these skills. And he doesn't have much agency in the training mission besides his first setting up of his path. He gets a lot more to do in the full game.
Which we'll tell you about after we're done.
You done?
Yeah. Do you want help?
Oh, I have to get 9.
You have to
You have to get 9
to wait.
total, yes.
Okay. No, I think I'm good.
These are supposed to be you.
They are for the
Yeah.
training mission to
Short time.
yeah, so you only have to get to 14.
Burp.
Done? How many did you do? I got 2. Now, the game actually starts with you taking your 16. So you actually get your 16.
Okay.
You don't tell us if you did a recruit.
Or this. Are dogs in place? Dogs in place. So
C4
that's 2,
assassination
that's
dogs.
2, that's 2.
That's right, that's right.
That's 2, that's 2.
You got it.
Everything is too.
So is he in phase 2 right now? Step
He's in step 6 now.
Step 6. So he has.
Yeah, he has gone all over the place, Katie.
I don't like that.
Looks like he only takes one step.
You gotta hunt him down, hunt
What's
him
really
down.
great for us, now it's our turn, he's done 6 moves, and he's done 2 recruits already, is that 100% he's been on one of these 4 spots. 100%. So now, how the turns work is that any 2 of us, there's no turn order, any 2 of us can take a turn, and then he gets another turn, and then the other 2 of us get a turn, and then he gets a turn.
Alright.
So, let's start the game.
So that was the training mission as far as explaining the rules. I'm going to try to get that under 10 minutes if I can. I see it kind of creeped up a little over 10 minutes, but I was getting excited about some of like the art and whatnot, and there were some questions, of course, which is good. So it's going to be fun for me to try to analyze, and I have been trying to improve my way I explain the game throughout the entire weekend. It's gotten tighter and tighter, and that was pretty near the end of the convention, so that was good. That's as concise as I can get it so far, but I think that's a good thing to try to practice is how quickly can you kind of explain your game. Now, to be fair, they sat down and wanted to play, and so I went right into the rules. My actual pitch, kind of like as people stop by, is as short as 30 to 40 seconds, and I can give them the kind of the context of the theme, and that it's one versus many, that kind of thing, really quickly. And then if they stick around, I start kind of explaining some of the rules, and then I ask, did you want to try a demo? And then sometimes they're like, yeah, sure, and they sit and play a demo. So that's pretty cool. But that's about it. Otherwise, at SHUX, what else we did? Oh, we Sen and I did a game jam where we had a whole bunch of people try to create a game in various teams of people they may or may not have known for an hour and a half based on a theme, a mechanic, and a constraint that we gave them. That was a lot of fun. Amazing ideas that came up in that game jam. And then we also hosted a rules workshop, which was really cool. So we actually did, it was an activity-based workshop where they had to create rule books and go through some lessons about what is needed in a rule book and how to make it more clear and concise, and that was really fun. I really liked that. I thought it was really neat. I had a really good attendance at that one. And other than that, just got to demo the game a lot, play a few other games here and there, but not too many, and meet with a lot of really cool people. So that was SHUX, the Shut Up and Sit Down show. And that's pretty much all I have to say for this week at Off the Page Games. And I'm Jay. Have a good one.